The album is done, right?
Yeah, the album's done.
The album's done. It's coming out in October.
Yes, right.
Okay. Is it? I mean, it may sound like a really silly and cliche question, but are there particular tracks that are personal to you that we should look out for, or just the whole album?
Yeah, you gotta look at the whole album. You know, I made this record as a collection of songs that's to be enjoyed as an album. You know, so the first single, "You're Not My Girl," is an entryway into the entire concept of this album, which was really based around my experience with, you know, a new relationship that was very, how shall I say, clandestine or clandestine at the onset, and then began to deepen and start to have layers, which are then illustrated in the songs on the album. So, you know, you have a record like Guardian Angel, or you have a record like Sunday Night, or you have a record like Without You I'd Be Nothing, or, you know, something that I like. And then you have a record, which is one of my favorites, called Never Gonna Break Up, which is just really just about, you know, hey, this whole thing is probably for the birds, you know, and I need to go and find something substantial because, you know, I was probably chasing the wrong thing. So, you know, when I go and find that real substantial, connection, I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm never gonna break up. You know, that's the ideal.
Right.
You know? So.
Right. How do you visualize a track, Ryan? Like, you know, do you have writing down first, or is it the beat you hear first, or how do you visualize the track? I'm trying to get into your mind here. Like, how does it happen? Like, do you just wake up one day, or you walk out in the street and bang, it comes to you? Or
yeah, it really actually happens that way. That's why I record everything. You know, so that at the moment of inspiration, excuse me, at the moment of inspiration, we can capture it, and then I can build it into something that's finished, a finished execution, realization of what I envision in my head. And usually I envision the entire record in my head, melody, orchestration, maybe not lyrics, but at least melody and orchestration, full-blown, fully formed in my head.
And then you just put it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Talk to me about this new album of yours, Transition. How's it going to differ from the first album?
Well, it differs in that I've had no problem embracing the textures of live instrumentation, and I've, you know, much to the chagrin of my internal staff, who would really love for me to just have, you know, a first listen pop song. I just embraced what I was feeling, and, you know, made the best music that represented what I was feeling, you know. And I remember, you know, some of my internal staff listening to it and saying, "Oh, okay, it's just a bunch of good songs. You know, I don't think anything's gonna really, you know, huge happen with this batch of music, but, you know." And I mean, I actually got accused of actually making music just because I could, which I was very offended by. But, you know,
they accuse you of just making music for the sake of it, rather than actually putting some.
Yeah. Rather than actually sort of, you know, aiming for or aspiring to make a hit, you know. For me, it's just like, look, you know, I think a hit is what connects with people.
Yeah.
And so I made the music that connected with my personal experience, in the hopes that, of course, with any record that you make, it will connect with as many people as possible who share that experience.
Yeah. Because you've been very proactive ever since I can remember towards the internet. As someone in the industry, why do you think labels have taken so long to catch on onto, say, blogs or the internet itself? Is it because they can just leak music straight away, or why have they taken a backward step whereas the artists have taken a forward step?
I mean, record labels have long-standing relationships with the distribution outlets that can instantly expose their product to millions of people. You know, focused exposure, right? Whereas when you put something on the internet, it's very unfocused because there's billions of points of contact,
right,
and billions of ways that people can get and receive information. So that's what makes Google one of the most powerful internet companies. I mean, it catalogs all of this content and information so that you can, you know, direct your time to exploring what you want to explore. So, you know, record labels have long-standing relationships with television and radio, which can instantly focus a wide mass of consumer attention on a product that they're promoting. You know, so for an artist like myself that didn't have the relationship with my record label and didn't have the relationship with those distribution outlets, I needed to create my own distribution channel, which I did, so that I could expose the product that I wanted to promote, which was, you know, the Next Selection brand.
Now, I'm trying to still get into your mind because I'm kind of really intrigued by how you just come up with music and how you do it, because I think it's kind of unique. I don't think there's many people out there that can do it like that, especially if you're visualizing it in your mind, as you've said. But what's your favorite part of the process of making a song? Is it the visualization? Is it coming up with a song? Is it producing, composing it? Or is it writing or laying the vocals? What's your favorite part?
Honestly, my favorite part is listening. You know, listening and exploring. You know, because, you know, what you hear in your head, right? But what I hear in my head is almost 99 times out of 10 not what the result is on the actual record. And that could be due to some financial restraints, because maybe I actually hear, you know, a choir of people. Maybe I actually hear a full orchestra. Maybe I hear, you know, who knows what I may hear, you know. And so, especially for like young producers at home, you know, you may hear a saxophone, but all you have is the closest thing to a saxophone, which is some synth saxophone, which actually doesn't sound good, so you have to tweak it and play that melody line with another sound, you know. So I think that the actual process of realizing what your vision is, even despite your restrictions, is an interesting challenge, and really, to be very honest with you, one of the most enjoyable challenges in life to me.